Okay, so the first thing I'm going to talk about is posture. So I'm standing up. I am standing up here and I want to really go over postures. It's something I've been working on with myself because we all get into the habit of looking at our phones and kind of sitting hunched over, working on our computers, and it's really affected my posture. So I'm going to show you how I have been dealing with that. It's great if you do yoga or some kind of stretching exercise, but I don't want to have to go to the chiropractor every 5 minutes. So I got one of those little, it's like a little roll that you lie on. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but better than that is practicing a strong posture. So if you stand up, you can try this at home. Everyone, get up with me. Stand up, put your feet hip width apart. So when you look down your legs, they should be straight under your hips, right? Feet, toes pointed forward, and you want to feel that stance. It's not, feet too close together is not going to help you. You want to keep those feet hip width apart. So engage your core. It's the next thing. Engaging your core means all the way from your abdomen to, to the top of your solar plexus here. It's a lot of muscles, and all the way around the back as well. So when you engage that core, you're going to maybe tuck your hips under a little bit too. And you want to put your sternum up. Imagine this, instead of being like this, which is our natural state, mine too. You want to put that sternum up, almost like someone is pushing on your back right here. If someone was pushing on your back and pulling your shoulders back, you'd feel that sternum go up. Let's kind of pop it up a little bit. And it's going to feel really unnatural. Okay. It feels, yeah, it takes a little bit of a awareness and effort to keep this posture. So you're going to do that, and you don't want to stick your ribs out. So again, engage those muscles and just keep that sternum high. And then you're going to find it's going to be easier to let your shoulders fall back, and your hands will fall more naturally at your sides that way. You're just going to keep your shoulders back and relax those hands. So if you try to stand like that, you'll also find that your lungs are more open, so you can breathe deeper. And that feels good. When you're hunched over like this, it cuts down the supply of oxygen to your lungs and therefore to your brain. And you need the oxygen in your brain. So put that sternum up, shoulders back, breathe deeply, engage your core, and you're going to feel like, oh my God, this is work. Yeah. The other thing you can do if you're, I would do this, don't do this in the courtroom, at home, is you put your arms up. And when you put your arms up, you're going to find your shoulders are going to want to, keep your shoulders down. Okay. When you put your shoulders down, you're going to have to engage your core muscles. So you just work on that, keep your shoulder blades together, engage your core. It's an effort. So I've been doing that and just trying to, practice keeping my core engaged and my shoulders down. So that kind of forces you to engage those muscles, and breathing and putting my sternum up, and imagining someone kind of pushing on the small of my back, or not the small, but between my shoulder blades, as if someone's pushing between my shoulder blades. So that is going to help you with your lawyer stance. It's also going to help you with your life. Now, as far as the hands go, now if I can set this up so you can see my hands. Bear with me. We don't want to see behind the curtain. This is my audition space. Okay, so here are your hands. So again, hands on that is weird. It's just weird. And it makes you look nervous, like your hands are sweating and you're trying to dry them off or something. So what you want to do is you can bring your hands here. You've seen this. This is like the power pose, right? Haven't you seen this? Politicians and people. So this just is like, gives your hands something to do. It looks powerful. And when you do that, it gives you confidence. I don't know why. It just does. The other thing you can do is like cross your fingers. So it's not bad to use your hands when you're talking. I'm sure you've been told, it looks like somebody told you, don't move your hands by your sides. And now you're like, afraid to move your hands. It's okay to move your hands. But what you don't want to be doing is every time you're talking, doing that, because it's distracting from what you're saying. We're watching your hands and not listening to what you're saying. So you want to keep your hands occupied, just like this reminds you not to flail your hands around. You can just, you can do that. You can, just something, and you can move your hands. Like if you're talking and you do that, Okay, that's not distracting. So just look at what I'm doing. If I'm talking to you and I have my hands like this and I might do that, or I might just go, Mel might do that a little bit, or, just a little bit. But if I'm doing all kinds of, it's weird. It's nervousness. So if you're nervous, especially, get those hands locked together or just keep them busy. If you don't feel comfortable by, having them by your side, if you are standing like this, your hands are naturally going to fall on your legs, right? If your shoulders are hunched forward. So if you're finding that your hands are on your thighs, that could be a sign that you need to pull those shoulders back, put that sternum up, breathe deeply, and you'll find that stance will also make you more confident. This power stance of like putting your feet a little bit wider apart, putting your arms out, that's like a power stance. Putting your hands on your hips. So as an actor, if I'm going to do a character that is a powerful character, and to me, lawyers fall in that category, because you have to stand in front of a whole bunch of people and you need some power. I would practice that beforehand while I was rehearsing. I wouldn't do that in court, but I would just practice standing like that. Because when you put your shoulders back and your hands up and you're going to feel more powerful. If you're hunched over, you're going to feel like a victim. What you do with your body affects your emotions.
So here's a little posture demonstration for you. So with the shoulders hunched forward, on the phone posture, we start to look like this. Now don't feel bad, everybody's got it. So this is where you get the hands on the front of the thighs. And you see it just looks weird, it looks uncomfortable. But you might not be aware of it. So I want you to consciously lift that sternum. So instead of this, you're going to lift this sternum and feel like someone's pushing between your shoulder blades and just below and between your shoulder blades, sort of pushing your sternum up and out. So that will naturally push your shoulders back. And then your hands will fall naturally at your sides and you won't feel like this awkward thing that you have to put them on your legs. So your hands can be naturally at your sides like that. If you're standing up like that with your sternum up, it won't feel weird. Just try it. And the other thing you can do with your hands, of course, is put them together. They don't have to be any certain way, but touching your fingers just makes you conscious of them and aware of them so that you don't lose track of them and have them, flapping around, right, and distracting. So it's okay if you're standing still for a long time. It's okay to maybe shift your weight a little bit, but you want to keep your legs mostly hip width apart, your feet right underneath you, toes pointed forward. Again, you're not meant to be like a robot and not shift your weight or move your hands occasionally. It's just standing with a relaxed presence and an open chest so that you can breathe deeply. That's going to help you so much in your presentation, and whether you're a lawyer for the defense or the prosecution, either way, this is your basic stance. And of course, if you are cross-examining, you're pursuing something like that, you're going to be able to move more and be a little more flexible. But if you're just doing witness interviews, again, don't have to be a statue, but you want that open chest, relaxed stillness.